Singh will now go forward to meet the winner of the pair we're going to see next, and this is a very appetizing contest indeed between Andrea Mannai of Italy, who's ranked number 7 in the official world amateur list, and Arthur Johnson of the United States, who's ranked 6, one below him, or one above him rather. So we've got a fascinating contest in store here between two very talented men who've done a lot of winning in their time. And this will stir tremendous interest here. This is one of those sort of eagerly awaited clashes you get in the Olympic boxing, where everybody knows that you've got two good men coming in, both of whom have a real medal chance, and one of them has got to go. The Italian in the ring, number 226, Andrea Mannai, 25 years old, ranked 7 in the world, and the current European bronze medalist at this weight. And here's Arthur Johnson. Well, Little Arthur used to be the nickname of the old world heavyweight champion, Jack Johnson. And if he's anything like Jack Johnson, he'll be pretty formidable. Lives in Minneapolis, university student, and has twice been champion of the United States. So Italy versus America for a place in the last 32 of the flyweights, the 8-stone division. And you can feel the buzz coming up through the crowd now. Andrea Johnson, 22, and Mannai, 25. I saw this man Johnson in London in 1984 in a junior international between Britain and the United States, and he met Mark Epton. They were like flyweights, and he stopped Epton in 3 rounds. Both his men took part in the last World Championships in 1986. Neither was successful. Neither won a bout, funnily enough. Johnson, unfortunately, has a history of hand injuries. He's had frequent hand surgery. Not punching correctly. In some ways, I suppose it's a pity that two men of this quality should have to come together in the first contest in the Olympics, which brings up the question of seeding, which is being thought about for the next Olympics. Beginning to get through with these hooks. This time Mannai gets the caution for incorrect punching. Mannai boxing open mouth. Never like to see that. A lot of reach, Johnson, and he pops the hands out very quickly. He's got good hand speed. But Mannai's getting through with right hands himself. So this is living up to its promise. The Italian corner told to keep quiet. He's allowed to wave with his hands. It's a good opening round. And American. gives the sort of victory salute after one round. It's by no means determined yet. The Italian's decided he doesn't need a rest and is standing. Andrea Mannai on the left, 25, European bronze medalist in Turin last year, was beaten in the semi-finals by Thues of East Germany, but on the way to the semi-final he outpointed Paul Buttimer of Ireland. And he was a European silver medalist in '85, the previous European Championships, and another East German beat him then, Dieter Berg. Here's some replay from that first round. Not exactly a classic left hook from Johnson, and indeed could have picked up the caution for incorrect punching with that. He landed it with the inside of the glove. Johnson from the right, a university student. And once again, they haven't pushed the seat and the basin sufficiently far out of the ring in the Italian corner. Round two. The Americans were totally dominant in Los Angeles 4 years ago, but I don't think we're going to see that this time. This has the look of being a very open competition, and one suspects that in the end the goals might be distributed quite widely. I'm sure Korea will pick up one or two. The Americans will, the Russians might. So we could have quite a fair distribution. The one pity, of course, is that the Cubans are not here. Left hook of Johnson beginning to work in again. Favourite punch of American boxers. But Mannai is quick to come back. And this crowd seems to be very much on the Italian side. Italian corner told again about it. Their man could pick up a public warning here. Very unfortunate if their enthusiasm caused some marks to be taken off Mannai's score, but it could happen if they persist. Johnson and Mannai ranked 6 and 7 respectively in the amateur world rankings. And Johnson's getting told about using the inside of the glove. It was a pity, really. There was a nice little attack being set up there. But rules are rules, I suppose. He does do a lot of inside of the glove punching, Johnson. Pity. But that, I suspect, is because of the hand trouble he's had. So 2 rounds completed. Nothing in it. A really good last round in prospect here. 2 good men, matched in the early stages. And they're being forced into a contest that you might see much later on normally in the competition. There's no holding back here.
Just interrupt you there for a moment, Harry, because we've got news of the first gold medal of these 1988 games. It's gone to Irina Chilova of the Soviet Union in the women's air rifle. And Sarah Cooper of Britain, who on her own admission was never a medal prospect, she finished joint 33rd. She didn't make the final shoot-off, but the first gold medal has gone to the Soviet Union.
It'll be a long time before we see any golds awarded in this competition. The last round then, between Arthur Johnson from the United States on the right and Andrea Mannai of Italy. Arthur Johnson from Minneapolis, who boxed in the World Championships of '86 and was beaten in his first bout by Khan of Turkey. And Mannai also boxed in those championships and went out in his first bout. Both of them students. There's one tremendous victory, incidentally, in Mannai's record. He's beaten the great Kwang Sun Kim of South Korea, who is due to box this morning here in Seoul in a couple of bouts' time, and he's fancied to take the gold here. And Mannai's beaten him. There's no doubt at all that the hand surgery has affected the way Johnson boxes. He obviously is apprehensive about busting the hands again. He doesn't punch too often with the knuckle part, and it makes him a good deal less effective than he might be. Johnson launching the attack that's designed to steal the victory. He's had 2 cautions about incorrect punching. Mannai's had 1. These things affect the way judges think about it. But this is a good last round for Johnson. Good work rate from Johnson in this final 3 minutes. And that might have tied it up. And a good right hand. But again, the caution for the incorrect punching. The caution, I suspect, was for an earlier punch. But the man with fragile hands is putting in a tremendous last-second effort. And the Italian has finished a much more tired man than Johnson. And Johnson clearly feels he's won it. The crowd are not so sure. They're very much on the Italian side. But I would suspect myself that the last round has clinched it for Johnson. It was really determined effort, and although he got another caution for incorrect punching, which made 3 in all, yeah, it seems to me it would be very unfair to take the decision away from him for that reason. But we shall see. But my money would be on Johnson. So here's one of the characters, or destined to be one of the characters, of this Olympic boxing competition. Arthur Johnson, 22 years old, from Minneapolis. Part of this big attack. These were, well, some of them were inside of the glove, but not all of them. The right hand was a better quality punch all the time than the left. And Mannai took a bit of stick in that closing 3 minutes. Johnson, lean and lithe, and clearly very fit indeed. He went through those 3 rounds, was barely breathing hard at the finish. Mannai looks much the more disturbed of the two. Yep, definitely a character. Little Arthur Johnson. So, the inevitable wait for the result to be announced. It's amazing how you can have 5 judges officiating at a contest and you can still get bad decisions. We had a boy called Christoph of Bulgaria boxing last night who must have won every 3 rounds by a mile, and one judge actually voted for the other man. You wonder what he's doing on the panel.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner is on point 50 in the blue corner.
It's Arthur Johnson, and all 5 judges went for him. So Arthur Johnson of the United States, ranked number 6 in the world, goes through to the last 32 and will face Singh of Nepal.